everything comes at a price and all that. We're not going to do all that in this society or on this planet. So, I mean, if you want your ideas to flourish, it might just happen on a different planet.
Or maybe a different grid. Who knows how that would... I hear what you're saying. Because it hasn't, from my experience, from whatever been studying with the planet, nobody's really... Maybe there are people doing it. I don't know. But we're still trapped in this capitalistic mentality where you have to...
What's wrong with capitalism, Mark?
Well, you have to make something to justify your existence. You have to make, even how stupid it is. I'll tell you what's wrong with capitalism, Mojo. Go this time at Walmart at Halloween time and all the stupid stuff. People, look at all those toys that people made, those boxes, how it got to you, and the machinery and all that complexity to bring these boxes to us. And the kid opens it up and they throw it off the next day and it goes to the landfill. Capitalism is a nasty concept on so many levels. If you understand,
I don't think you know what the concept is.
Why not?
Well, because you're
stupid stuff, no matter how silly they are.
Hold on. Here's what you're wrong about. All that capitalism is that the means of production is owned privately. You can own the means of production publicly or by the state and still have stupid shit. The reason why you're less likely to have the stupid shit is because things are so fucking inefficient that you have shortages of the things that you need. And then so you don't have the resources to make the stupid shit. But the bigger problem that you create when you go away from capitalism is the important shit that you do need, you're gonna have fucking shortages of.
Mojo, every corporation is working against each other because they're trying to get their competitive edge. All these cords, I'm looking at all these cords I have right here. Whether they're whatever, we only need one cord to electrify any device. But yet I have a freaking billion that are being thrown away. You know what it takes to make a cord of wire, the copper? That's capitalism. It's a nasty system that we have the engineering.
Wait, how is that capitalism?
Of changing it.
Wait, because making a cord of wire out of copper is not like that doesn't correlate.
Capitalism is.
Well, hold on, Mark. Are you saying that in a socialist country there would be no copper wire?
No.
Then make it make sense, please.
I would say that. Maybe, I don't know. Do they have one? I've never been in this associate. I've never been.
Have you ever wired an electrical outlet?
Yes, of course.
Then how do you do that without the cheapest material and conductor, which is fucking
but I'm talking about cords. I was talking about all the different cords we have to deal with. Well, we all know that one cord could do the same thing. One cord, but of course they make different cords so they can keep their devices, whether it's Android or Apple, to
you
make
mean
it
charging cords?
Yeah, what he's talking about is like when Apple fucking decides, okay, hey, we've got the consumer base, and we'll make sure that the new cords are not backward compatible to the old phones or the old laptops, and then basically what they're doing is they're creating a sense where you have to adapt and buy the new products. They're creating a way to influence your buying decisions. That being said, you don't have to buy Apple products. There's other products that you can buy.
What I'm saying is,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but what you're doing and the weird mistake that you're making is you're blaming capitalism for a business decision that's geared towards trying to increase profits. And I think that you think that the pursuit of profits is what capitalism is. And I have news for you. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. And so in a capitalist society, the vast majority of companies do not turn profits. In fact, they turn losses, and profits are much better than losses because you're not going to sustain yourself much if you continue to have losses, unless you can find somebody to continue to fund you the way that we do today with corporations that will go ahead. The government will fund these corporations through subsidies and bailouts and things of that nature. So it doesn't matter if you have a successful business plan. Perhaps that's what you would prefer, is that you could have a failed business and then the taxpayers would just pay for it.
But Mojo, I went on his website, the Venus Project, and I looked at their financials. Their last statement was 2022. And they received about $200,000 in grants, and they got $400 in revenue. And then they're sponsored by a company called Accept, or whatever it is. And this company wants you. This is their sustainability growth model. They want you to basically buy. Let me emphasize this: buy new materials in order to build a sustainable house. So they want you to purposely have to do what Apple does. Force you to buy the new charger or whatever it is. They are actually utilizing fucking capitalism to their extent while couching it under this glorious revolution utopia. So this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about on the various organizations that he's supposedly working hand in hand with the 4 fucking founders. That, oh, by the way, has been around for, like, it says 100 years, but oddly enough, they haven't existed that long.
Brad, what do you mean by 4 founding fathers? What did you say? 4 founding fathers.
It's on your fucking website, your Venus Project. Go to Founding Fathers on your own goddamn website and look it up. Your tax records are there. I can look this up. I don't have a problem. I went to it.
Yeah, at the click of a button.
Oddly, capitalism gave me the information.
Yeah. But is it capitalism, or is it just people sharing information? I mean, the Venus Project, granted, they're a part of a system that has to make money. And should they be doing roofs or whatever the worst job you can possibly think about? Or should they be promoting their own understanding of a system that could possibly heal all of us?
I don't think you know what you're talking about. I think you're just bitching and trying to do an appeal to emotion.
Well, let me tell you something. Do you like the system
I don't think
you're
you...
part of?
Yes,
Brad,
I do.
Brad,
I like it.
Like
I wish I like capitalism. I enjoy the fruits. What I get pissed off about are people like you who want to fucking tear it apart with that actually no understanding of how economies work, how resources are garnered, how even your own word, sustainable living, you don't even know how to sustain living. You talk
be
about
careful,
global...
Brad, please be careful when you
Shut
say
up.
that.
Dude, I'm talking.
Be careful.
Mute the fuck up. Mute the fuck up. Mute the fuck up. You don't know about sustainability.
Are you getting angry?
Yes, because you're an
Why?
idiot. Because
We're just
again,
talking.
Jesus Christ, shut the fuck
We're
up,
just
dude.
talking about what is capitalism. I can't
You know what? I would literally knock those fucking glasses down your fucking eye hole. This
If
whole...
you could, you would.
I would.
Be careful.
Yeah, or what?
Or you might be surprised. I might be able to kick your fucking ass.
I doubt that.
Or whatever.
So again,
But
when we look at this
that.
whole thing
I
about
can't believe you
sustainability,
brought me
what?
to say that, Brad.
So we'll look
I
at
can't
simple
believe you brought
sustainability
me
because
to
you can
the
grow a
point where I
tomato
wanna
out of a
kick your
fucking
ass.
5-gallon drum, and you think somehow you're going to be able to teach everybody how to do this thing, which isn't fucking hard. That isn't sustainability project. That isn't resource management. It is an allocation of resources or the ability to build that shit. You don't know what it's like to have sustainability in the air region like
You're full of shit,
or in the
and I do
Amazon
know.
or in the desert or up in a mountain
You're full
or
of
in a
shit, I do
flood zone
know.
or in a fucking cold ass climate or in a tropical
Brad,
climate
you're full of
or a
shit,
temperate
I do
climate
know.
or any of that shit. You don't know how to do that because I can tell
Guess
you
what, Brad?
you're retarded.
It's so simple.
You cannot
Brad, if I may
articulate it.
help.
It's not fucking simple, you idiot.
Brad.
If it was so simple,
Brad.
everybody would do it. Ethiopia wouldn't have went through 50 years
They
of a
don't
fucking
know how to
drought
do
starving. Many
Brad.
places wouldn't have it. So again, you don't know what you're
Brad.
talking about, and you're just doing the appeal promotion. You're a leftist, and that's all you care about. You're a Twitter
Brad,
fucking
you're not
goddamn
a
person who learned how to fucking plant a marigold in your front
But let me
yard,
tell you
and
something,
now
Brad.
you think you own
You
it.
have no clue how to compost, and so you say
I
that
don't.
I can't.
I bet you don't. You're right. I don't know
I know
any
you
clue
don't.
how to
I can tell
compost.
by
Like
the way you're
composting is the fucking point. You fucking moron.
You have
Do you know
no
where
clue
ash?
how to
Do you know where salt ash comes from? Do you know where
organics into
potash
soil.
comes from? How about those two things? Do
And
you know where the salt licks are? How do you develop that? How do you get potash? How do you get potash, dude? Because that's the majority of nitrogen food and fertilizers that we need in the country to actually grow shit. So you don't even know where that comes from. You don't know how to find it. You don't know how to mine it because guess what? It requires mining. And I bet you
the average person.
you don't know how to
turn
fucking mine.
organics
The
into
same way I
soil.
don't know how to fucking mine. So you sound
Brad,
ridiculous. You
I
don't
do know.
know. You don't.
I know
you
how
don't.
to turn organics into soil.
Oh, Jesus
It's not
Christ.
that hard.
I don't give a fuck about your little hobby on your
Good.
fucking patio. You
Shit,
idiot. You fucking moron.
And you're getting mad for
Holy
nothing.
shit. You know what? Everybody else has
Why
it.
you
This
get
guy,
so mad?
if you're listening to this guy, you donate to his organization, you're better off giving it to
First
the
of all, Venus
grifters
Project
on fucking
is the one
Clubhouse.
that I
At least they'll
promote.
use the money. These
Keep
guys
growing
will
my
fucking sit
organization.
there and just scream about growing tomatoes in fucking garden pots and think somehow they're saving the
If
world.
you can do it, tomatoes especially, but if you can grow tomatoes, you can grow hemp. Think of if the average person can grow hemp and what we could do. So many
What fucking
possibilities.
time in a 40-hour work?
If you know how to make soil and grow food off of organic waste.
Dude,
That-
nobody can have a
There-
conversation
there-
with you to actually learn this shit because you can't shut the fuck up.
Be a fucking farmer. Like, get with the fucking program. Unless what you're saying is we need this like sovereign citizen-esque idea of how to rule the world. No fucking thank you. Most of the people in this room say no fucking thank you. Your vision of the world is utopian, and the
So what,
problem
Marshall? Say it again,
with
'cause I missed what you
utopias is that utopias never take into account practical challenges. Your comparison on a small level forgets the macro level issues of growing food.
I never said utopia, by the way, Marshall.
Your suggestion about Congress leaves out the human element in making laws.
All I simply said was we the people.
These things are happening either because
Marshall,
you are
I think
ignorant
you're
of them,
ignorant on so many
or
levels.
because you are choosing to be willfully ignorant of the way that works. Either one is not good for you.
I think you missed the point of Thomas Paine, the father of democracy.
I
And
didn't fucking
it's-
miss the point of Thomas Paine.
You did.
I
You have
it
no
on my
clue.
bookshelf. What you want is a
You're going to tell Marshall about Thomas Paine? Out of all the people on the app,
What
you're an
you
idiot.
want is a mob of people controlling shit. I say no thank you to mob of people. Everybody else says no fucking thank you to mob of people. The fucking French Revolution
Citizen
says
Thomas
no
Paine.
thank you to mobs of people.
But Thomas Paine,
Your idea is this utopian fantasy in which every action the United States takes is voted on by every voter, and they're super diligent about it, and they grow their gardens in their
Marshall,
backyard.
you're just
They
trapped
help
in a nasty
participate in society.
capitalistic.
What you are
mentality.
forgetting are the macro
I feel
level
bad for you.
concerns in running a society. Because your idea is utopian, you fail to consider
Why do you keep
black
saying utopian?
when
Why do
running
you keep
one.
saying utopian? We're just working. We're working for.
Your idea
Isn't that your idea?
you want
Wouldn't
to
you
go
like
to a
utopia?
citizen referendum and that it will lead to a positive outcome is utopian thinking.
So what?
Every
So
writer
what?
on democracy
Marshall,
from the
so
fucking
what?
preach to now.
Why
Say
don't
the
you want
idea
a
of mob
utopian
people
society?
making decisions is dumb.
Why don't you want a utopian society? Is what I want to
Because
know.
it's
My
different for
utopia.
everyone.
Because you can't live in a utopia.
Wait, Marshall, my utopian
Work
society,
like
hey, we'll take my version of what a utopian society is. You want to
Wait, no,
take that
wait.
one? You want that one?
Let's hear it.
Oh, yeah, because you would be the first one I would go to. I would do the Vlad Impaler shit, and then I would take everything you had, and that would be my utopia. Because I would get away with it.
Exactly, which is exactly why utopia don't fucking work.
Usually means collectively.
Everybody else.
By the way, Brad, how stupid, how ignorant was that freaking statement? What you just said, Brad. Utopia is usually everybody. So you just said you take my.
Utopia
Oh,
implies
God, I'm the
that
wrong one.
nothing goes wrong.
I contend
There
I'm in the
are
wrong
no
one.
medical conditions. There's never any sickness.
Marshall,
Even wise shit
Marshall.
you have to be loony to believe because the world isn't.
We're almost
like that.
there. We're
And
almost
unless
there.
you
No, we're
think
not.
Somehow
Yeah,
are
we are.
possessed of extra
It's let's
special
be blowing for
powers,
a
and that you're literally fucking Superman shit in gold, then we're gonna make some of the same mistakes as our predecessors.
I have a lot of
rearranging
solutions
shit
to the problems
into
at
a
hand,
mob-ruled
no doubt,
idea of government
that will
takes
come to
all
fruition,
of the writing,
no
the
doubt.
thinking, the philosophy of at least 2,000 years of Democratic and Republican rule and shits them out the window because you have no practical idea of how to run a fucking society. I would be willing to bet you don't even practically know how your town works, which is why your damn idea is so fucking utopian. It's not wrong to want people not to suffer, bro, but you can't create the utopia. You are not shitting gold. It doesn't fucking work. 10,000 years of human
I
history
beg to
say that.
differ with the right idea
No,
of things.
you can't beg to differ. There's literally
With
no
the right
proof on your
idea of
side.
things, Marshall,
It's like
I
the
think
idea that you can get communism into a place that
I'm
makes
not
some
talking
fucking sense.
communism.
They're both
I'm not
dumb
talking
utopian
socialism.
ideas. They're
I'm talking all the isms,
small-minded,
including
dumb ideas
deism.
over
No,
how
of course.
fast the people move.
Mojo,
They
can you
think
kick Mark? He
wisdom
will not
is
shut the
in
fuck
the
up.
crowd, despite the fact that large crowds of Americans have lynched people in our country for hundreds of years, despite the fact that in Athens, where this very thing was practiced, people were then shunted, killed, murdered. And you think somehow we're going to be immune from that?
Totally, we're going to do it. It's going to happen.
What crack are you smoking, and please sell me some.
Marshall, it's happening. We're going to be forced to do it anyway, because they've been telling us technological unemployment is very real. You're going to have a lot of freaking white collar people who don't have jobs anymore. They're going to wonder what to do. They're going to panic. They're going to do some crazy shit. They're going to kill a lot of
Says the
people.
motherfucker that
Mark,
money from
what we are close to is my ideology, okay, not yours. We're not even close to yours. Even if you think that, something's going to control our minds to the point that we're going to do your ideology, no way. That's not going to happen in a million years. It's not even going to happen on this planet. There's no way. It's not going to happen.
What are you talking about?
Because I am a true anarchist, right? What I believe in, we're close to that shit. All because of what's going on with the nations, with the world, U.S., the political divides and all that. Overall, the point is, we're not even close to your ideology because it's not going to happen on this planet. It's going to happen on a different planet.
What are you talking about? Why are
Mark,
you talking about?
Bro, let me jump in, because goddamn, bro, fuck. First of all, you're making the leftists look bad. You won't shut the fuck up. You don't have actual ideas for why you want to do this shit. I just want to propose an idea to you and other fucking leftists, because I swear to God, I'm so embarrassed to be one.
I can't believe you're calling me a leftist.
Whatever.
I'm more
Just,
conservative.
bro, you see what I'm talking about? You see how you can't just calm down and just let me fucking talk? Like, bro.
All right, so why are you calling me a leftist?
Have some decorum, bro. Have some self-respect. Like, you just look. Goddamn. Listen.
All right,
Just disregard all that. Just listen to my fucking point. This idea that you're proposing, where you're saying, oh, we need to do this because it's right. Oh, we need to do this because of equality. Listen, they don't give a fuck, bro. Nobody gives a fuck. Do I want equality? Not really. That's made up. But do I want, a more fair, equitable society? Yes. Do I believe that we should get rid of private ownership of the means of production? Actually, yes. But
why you've given up?
bruh, goddamn!
You've given up on society in general.
Mark, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Are you really this like how you look older than me? You can't fucking chill out for 5 fucking seconds.
A lot older than you.
So what I was saying is, if you want to actually propose solutions and people take what you're talking about seriously, it needs to be an actual solution. You need to be able to explain how it would fucking work. You need to be able to break down, okay, the current system works this way. Here are the problems with it. Here are the ways that we can make my solution economically feasible. What you're doing and what a lot of people do is, we gotta come together, bro. We gotta grow some fucking organic food or whatever, bro. We just gotta rethink it. Okay, cool. Come back to us when you've actually rethought it and can propose a solution. Because all you're doing is if you actually want this, right? Like, if this is something that you actually give a fuck about, and you just don't want fucking flap your gums on the clubhouse with people, and you want people to take it seriously, you want this to actually take place, maybe do the fucking legwork of reading up about this shit. look at some of the solutions that people that are more intelligent than us in this room have proposed and throw those out. This kumbaya shit, the capitalism is bad. Okay, so what, Mark? They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about equality. Trying to get people to agree with you on the premise of equality is fucking stupid because, as you've observed, they don't care. Some of them won't tell you, but Mojo is at least fucking honest about the shit that he doesn't fucking care, and I can respect that more than people on my side, which is the disingenuous fucking leftists who think that they can make these arguments with people that are clearly more fucking read up on this shit. Like, bro, just recognize when you're out of your league, when people are a little more read up on you. When I come across somebody that has these ideas and they oppose with mine, what I do is ask questions. I asked Mojo the other day, I'm like, yo, why can't, we do X, Y, Z? And I was talking about fucking ratios of CEOs. And some people thought my idea was fucking retarded. That's fine. I want to learn. I want to actually get to solutions. I don't want to do this stupid fucking kumbaya shit where we're trying to have this idealized version of how we're going to achieve some shit with completely nebulous methodology. We don't have a plan, bro. We just got vibes. We just want better for people. Everybody wants better for people, bro. They have different ideas. So if you don't have an actual reason or you don't have an actual mechanism for how you're going to propose these solutions, you're making this so much like you, specifically you, and people with this type of take. You are specifically making it much harder to accomplish because it just sounds dumber and dumber the more people start talking about this shit and have no fucking idea. It's so fucking annoying. And then you want to sit here and argue and go back and forth with people like they're the fucking stupid ones. What the fuck?
Yeah, Dwight, I hear what you're saying. And you're right on so many levels. I hear you.
Look, Mark.
Really, I mean that sincerely. First of all, every idea I have, there's no real money to be gained from it. Like solar energy, for example, there's no real money once you get the solar in place. There's no money in this system that we're a part of. It's hard to make money off of free energy.
There are literally people all over the place selling solar energy, and not every place can use solar energy, Mark. Sometimes wind energy is more efficient. Sometimes gas energy is more efficient. It depends on the region of the country you're in.
No, but it would be far better if there was real money to be made on it, like real capital to be made. They'd be investing in it. But in the end, when you do solar, wind, or whatever, thermal.
Mark, you're speaking of a solar punk society, and that's not good. That's not That's not even the technology in that type of society isn't progressive at all. Like, you're for technology, and that type of system of technology and all that isn't progressive at all. Because then if you know how the progression of technology even works, it works through wars, through tension. The evolution of technology improves over time through tension and wars and all that. And I mean, going through the route that you're talking about, it's not improving technology. It's gonna stay the same route it is right now, or just wherever it's gonna be at if we were implementing this ideology. Go ahead.
Also, since we have a lull, apparently, another thing that I was going to say earlier was in reference to the idea that we all want the same thing. I cannot stress enough how untrue I think that is. I think that when you think of the concept of liberty and what it actually means, it's not something, it inherently can't be that we all want the same thing, because I may want for there to not be a private ownership of the means of production. Mojo may specifically want us to have a society where that's possible. Hold on, let me just finish my statement, and then if I'm wrong, shit, tell me. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to discuss that. What people's idea of a liberty actually is subjective. Because liberty for you may mean that all people have a fair shake at XYZ. But that, in my mind, could be the opposite of liberty, because in order to accomplish that, something has to be taken away. Everybody is going to, like, you can't, obviously everybody can't have all things all at once. So to suggest that we all want the same thing is one of the most flawed premises that you can start with, because if you're doing that, then you're deciding, okay, let's try to make these unilateral decisions and as a society, not unilateral decisions, but let's make these decisions as a society that go one specific way, which we will never all agree on. So if you're coming at something with that premise, I think it needs to be rethought and be come to terms with the reality of kind of what I was talking about before. Look, they don't give a fuck about equality. They don't give a fuck about equity. What are the things that we actually agree that we need as society? Most people are against suffering. Most people are against pedophilia. Most people are against, like, there's certain shit that we do agree on.
Right.
So,
I think you need to read the conversation by Thomas.
10 seconds. A better framing is, what can we all do as a society that optimally achieves the least suffering for everyone? Anything outside of that, I think you're going to have a hard time getting, like, people to have a consensus.
Isn't that what we're talking about, though? Isn't that what we're talking about? I mean, many of us just want food, shelter, and clothing, right? And how hard is that in a system that has everything? Could have everything.
Very hard because you have to distribute this stuff. You have to compile it.
If I may, is it right for Oprah to have a whole island, or Zuckerberg to have a whole?
Yes.
Is it right that they have that? Just because they came up with one freaking idea, and all of a sudden they're freaking thinking,
no, Mark,
the dollars coming their way.
And we shouldn't take shit from people that we don't want. How about we take your shit and leave you with a mattress? Are you willing to trade in your shit for the better good? Turn over your possessions,
Marshall, that is
your
the
private
stupidest
bank
statement
account?
ever. Why would you?
Oh,
why would
that's
you
exactly
advise
what
that?
you're asking.
You are espousing an idea, and I'm asking you to put the faith you're saying other people should take into your own idea. If you are suggesting,
Guys, we live on a Marshall.
that people who earn their money, which is theirs,
Marshall,
don't have the right to use
all
it,
the families. We're talking.
then what you in fact
You're
are
racist,
doing
Marshall.
is making a decision for something else. Says the petty fucking
Marshall,
mind.
so all these families.
Wait, you just called Marshall
Rich families.
racist as if that somehow like elevated your argument. It just showed you that you actually lost everything you didn't know what you
Okay, I like Marshall. I think we're friends from other conversations.
No, I think you're retarded, Mark. I honestly do, because you
But here's the
immediately
deal
tried to
with
pull
that.
out a race card.
Wait. He brought up about Oprah having an island and shit, and he's saying that Marshall's racist? Okay, really?
Well, he agrees that Oprah should be able to own an island.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're saying
I
that...
believe in the concept of private property.
That's racist,
The same
according to
way
all the other
that
people
I
who
want to protect my
want to
stuff.
live on
I
this
believe
planet,
that
on that
she has to
island.
protect hers. And if you do not
That is
believe
the
in private property,
It's a stupid.
then I encourage Then I encourage you to get a tax form, sign over all of your savings to Uncle Sam, vacate your fucking house, and live on public assistance. Until then, don't fucking lecture me. Jack.
Marshall, really? Come on.
No,
No, this guy is like dumb. I mean, you had people that go to your fucking Instagram photos and all of your research, and you know what? I've decided that like you're growing tomato pots, like I said.
But not me. You're saying everybody else needs to give up.
Marshall, he's got a nice home. He's got a nice pool. He's got tomato plants growing out of buckets around his pool, and he thinks somehow he's got the answer to society. That's what this guy is. He said, go to his website, go to his links, and you know what? I went through them, and you know what?
Stuff is people stuffy.
I think we go party at his house. I think we go in, eat his food, live at his house, kick his ass out. We'll enjoy that pool that's like crystal blue, apparently.
Guys,
Like,
we're
that's
on an island called
so,
Vancouver.
I mean, we can just go in and do that because he believes in sure.
The same stupid
And why are
fucking
people
idea to like
got a better
sex
seat
ago.
than other
Not
people?
kumbaya. It's not hold hands. It's not
A lot of times,
when
it's
you
families.
actually own something, then it's yours. You are suggesting, without losing a thing, that people who have massive amounts of money should not be able to do with their property as they please. All the while,
That's exactly what I'm
you
saying.
will never have to give up a
That's what
meal.
I'm
You will
exactly
never have
what
to
I'm
give up
saying.
your car, your house, your
Marshall,
brother. Not if
is
you
it
have
right
not.
for a person
The point
to own
is,
beachfront?
you are again on
Yes
this
or no?
utopian trap.
Yeah,
So
you
no
are.
other
Is
person
it right
We're
for you to
society
own your tomato
somehow
farm?
super
Is
extra
it-
special, and we
Is
can
it
avoid
right
all
for
the
you to
pitfalls of
own
past
your tomato farm?
societies.
Just
I
because,
hate to be the
let's
bearer of
say,
bad news to you,
family,
but that's what
family
every
members
fucking country in history ever
the whole
fucking thought.
beachfront.
They thought they were
Never
special.
allowed
You
on.
know what they got? Jack fucking shit because they thought they were special. It was not about being fucking special,
Well,
but doing the
used
work.
to the New World
You
Order.
are unfamiliar with. As I can tell, you're fucking listening hard and more than 6 Marines.
Hey,
Mark and Marshall.
trying to speak, so let her. Mark, shut the fuck up, all right? I swear, every time you open your mouth, I will fucking come on unglued on you. Let her speak.
Okay, nobody can hear either one of you because you're talking over each other. How about one at a time? Start with Marshall, and then Mark, you can respond.
All right. Marshall, I love you, buddy. I think we're on the same goal. That's what I want to say. I mean,
No, we're not on the same goal. You live in
Yeah, we
planet
are.
fucking
Wait, I'm not
fairies
done
in
speaking.
utopia, and
Not
I
done
live on
speaking.
Earth. You can inhabit
Earth,
fairy and fucking
dinky
utopia
house.
land all you want,
Dinky piece
but I
of property.
am not on that.
You are on
I
the
think
same.
this demonstrates how liberty is not. This is what I'm trying to say to Marshall and to some others in the room. That is liberty. That Oprah can own an island. To
Of
you
course.
or me, we may not view it that way. We may see it as liberty is the ability of people to share the I guess the spoils of whatever the success of a company or whatever. What we view as liberty is going to be subjective. So again, for you to try, like what you're trying to do is you're trying to present a subjective ideology to people who have already rejected it. You are offering nothing. All that you can offer people who have fundamental ideological differences with you is solutions that okay, so you say, okay, we want the same thing. Okay, I would agree that we do all want some of the same things. So wouldn't it be more effective to focus on how we can actually accomplish the things that we do want in common, rather than saying, hey, your whole way that you think of shit, your whole way that you conceptualize liberty is wrong. You should abandon your ideology, take up my ideology, even though I can't present like any sort of mechanistic way that my ideology would trump what you're proposing. Like, bro, it's silliness. It's foolishness.
But your problem is that you said liberty is subjective, and liberty is essentially it signifies a freedom to act without any external constraints. Period. There's nothing subjective about that.
Oh, I like that, because I agree. However, what if what I want to do is to restrain you? What if I'm a corporation?
Then you don't want liberty. Then you don't want liberty. Liberty is not subjective. It is what it is. Like there is no subjective definition to liberty. You can say, I don't want liberty, sure. But you can't say, I want liberty. I just want to define liberty differently, because that's just not how reality works.
Oh, no, I agree. I think that the definition is not subjective. What I'm saying is what people view as fitting that definition will vary from person to person. If I'm a business and I make, sneakers or some shit in town B, and another company opens up and they want to sell sneakers, okay, I want the liberty to sell shoes, and maybe company A is better. But what if company B starts to make a little bit too much money and they're taking some of that market share, and I'm company A and I've got the means to squash out this company and prevent them from actually selling shoes? That, to some, is going to be liberty. Like, some people say, well, they worked hard, they made the money, they established market dominance. So if this smaller company gets swallowed up by them, that's liberty. But some people may say, well, that's not liberty, because now they've artificially prohibited my ability to act in the way that I want to act. You see what I'm saying? So that it's not that I'm arguing the definition. The definition is objective, but people's interpretation and what they feel fits that will vary.
You know, we're on a planet that is.
Oh my God.
Whatever. Forget it.
But here's what you're equating, Dwight, when you say that we should take something that's hard earned from the rich and give to the poor. You're basically saying, okay, I'm the shoe owner of company B that is not doing as well as company A. I think company A needs to share his profits with me so that I can do better. How is that fair?
Oh no, I agree, because that's not like a position that I hold. I agree that would not be fair. I think the difference.
But that's what Mark is asking Oprah to do.
Right. Well, I think where a lot of people are maybe confusing, like people are saying, "Oh, you want to take things from the rich." I wouldn't describe it that way. I would describe it as, if I'm contributing to a project, or whatever, and what I'm putting into it is constantly, being undervalued or whatever, and let's say one person from that project takes all the credit, they amass all of the, accolades or whatever the rewards are for this project. Well, then I'm going to be like, okay, well, I should get some of that because I contributed to this. So this is like the conversation that we were having like the other day, because I was talking about like CEO pay ratios. I'm not going to like go down a whole rabbit hole with it, but just to like kind of put it succinctly, the premise is, or should be in my mind, whether or not people that are amassing this much wealth actually earned it, quote unquote, to speak. Because to say, oh yeah, they're so much more valuable of a person. I agree. Like, everybody's not equal. Some people are just fucking smarter. Like, we have to accept that reality. Some people are more motivated.
Right. Many people are billionaires.
But hold on, let me land real quick, Mark. Let me land. Some people are just fucking better. All right. I don't like that, but it's fucking reality. But at what point is it? At what point does your success start to be exploitation of something that you've gotten from me? If I put in 20% of the work, I should get 20%. Or something, we should be able to work out something reasonable. But that's not what's happening.
That's what free market is all about, is you as the worker bee negotiate your contract for employment. You negotiate what the fair wage is for your employment.
Right, ideally. But under the way that we have things set up now, your ability to do that is still somewhat limited. Your value as an employee, as Mojo pointed out the other day, maybe yesterday, I don't know, is actually driven by the market. If I can just replace you easily, and there's 100 of you on the street that I can...
Robot will replace you. So then where do you go? That's what we're talking about here. What is capitalism? Capitalism is going to use robotics. If they don't use robotics, they're going to lose their competitive edge. So where does the average person who just wants to live on this globe that we were born into naturally, and we're forced
to go back to the land and become a farmer? You take up the position that only 1.5% of the country holds.
Marshall.
But that means moving, and I doubt you want to move.
Well, why should I have to move?
Because to participate.
Why should I have to move from where I was born?
Because to participate and feed yourself, you may need to be in a place where you can grow mass pieces of produce.
Because of the system we're a part of.
No, because the on-time delivery doesn't always guarantee what you want. If you don't happen to like the system, man, that's fine. But everybody here has said no thank you to the crazy fairy la la land. We're not interested.
I've not said crazy la-la things right now.
No, it is crazy la la land that will never fucking
You've
happen.
assumed a lot of stuff that I said, but
No,
wait,
I didn't assume
Wait,
anything.
all right,
I listened
Mark.
to you talk about utopia.
Wait.
You keep bringing up utopia.
Can we go down into how he's going to accomplish this? Mark, how are we going to give everyone free homes and free meals? Huh?
I hate to say it, we're a part of a system that's going to force people, unless you want to
Mark,
have
that's not
homeless
what he asked.
in front of your door.
Wait, no, he's answering it. He's saying to force people to produce the products, right? Right, Mark?
What's that?
He's asking like mechanistically, like what would be the actual like process?
So for your ideology, Mark, right, or for what you believe in, how are we going to give people free? So for everyone that wants the same thing, right? So let's say everyone wants free homes and free food, right? So how are we going to get there?
Not necessarily free homes, but everybody deserves that. Would you agree that
but so
people
how-
deserve?
but how are we
I'm
gonna get
tell
there?
you how we can get there. But would you agree, first of all, that everybody agrees it's a safe place to go home after their job is done?
No, Mark, just tell us how to fucking get there. We're not interested in the fairy utopia part of it.
Oh, Marshall, you keep interrupting, man.
Look,
You're so
Mark,
trapped in this nasty
I am-
fog.
Dude, you interrupted everybody continuously. You won't shut up.
Mark, I will tell you what I'm for.
No,
Right?
I have shut up.
Mark, I will tell you what I'm for. Right? I am for ultimate freedom for everyone to do whatever they want with any form of regulations or restrictions. That's what I'm for. Alright, so if you want to do literally whatever you want, buy yourself a nuke, anything at all, you have the freedom to do that. That's my ideology and beliefs.
All right. So
Now,
if
what's
I
yours?
want to live the way I want to live, and I will defend it with a gun, you're fine with that. And
Yes.
Oh,
I am,
that's great.
especially a nuke implanted. Go ahead.
Imagine if they provided a nuclear bayonet. Lourdes, that would be great.
It would be.
Guys, we don't want to kill each other.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yeah, I am sure. I think unless is that what you want to do?
Oh,
That's what
fuck
you guys
yes.
talk about.
People wanted to kill each other. You're lamenting the fact that people kill each other. Sorry, it fucking happens. It's bad. Go on.
Look,
Yeah,
Mark,
but it can change, Marshall. We could change that. And I'm not talking
No, you can't.
utopia. Yeah, you
well,
can.
alright.
You can.
So force them, right? Mine
Just the practical.
works.
Are you forcing these people to get the food? Yes or no?
I missed what you said.
How are we gonna get there, Mark? With what you believe in, right? How are we gonna get there?
Ready? In my opinion, universal income is going to be a must in a world that technological unemployment is very real. Even white-collar jobs will be gone because the machine can calculate.
We're gonna fucking
Not done
narrow this
speaking,
down.
Marshall.
We're not talking about that.
Marshall, not done
No.
speaking.
I don't need to hear your fairy elevator.
You don't have a green bean.
No, I need you to answer.
Green bean. You don't have a green bean, Marshall.
I need
You
to
had
answer
one last
specific
one.
Wait,
question
what?
about
Marshall, what if this is his way of answering it?
He's not answering. What he's doing is giving us his lame sales pitch again. I don't need your fucking lame sales pitch. What I need you to tell me is how am I going to get the fucking tomatoes out the field, bro? How is that happening? What am I doing? If I am the fucking United States Department of Agriculture and we're fucking paying for everybody's UBI and they're all sitting their asses at home, how the fuck are we going to get our food? I'm asking you very specifically so that you don't get to fucking pontificate in your airy, fairy, mushroom Mario and Luigi land.
I'm talking about, Marshall, listen, I'm talking about everybody learning how to do the basics of life.
Not what I fucking asked. What I asked was, how do I get the food out of the field? Solve a basic problem so that your idea has at least a shred of credibility. Like, at least pretend you spent your 50 fucking something years thinking about it. And not that it's like a high thought that you got. Because I get these fucking things when I get stoned too.
So how do you get the tomatoes out of the field? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. If we're paying everybody for a UBI and you still got to get shit out of the field and you still have to feed people, how do you do it? Lourdes' point was that it sounded like your suggestion was in order to get enough food, we needed to force a segment of our population to become farmers.
Yeah, I think you're right about that with that assessment.
Okay, so
the majority of us,
your first
even
premise
inner city
is
people.
that, hold on, we're going to establish basic
No,
first
you
principles.
said, and then
Your
then
premise,
you just
we're
cut you off.
establishing first principles. Your premise is that you can force people to do it. Am I
I didn't say
understanding that
force.
correctly?
I didn't say force.
I used the word force. You fucking
I don't know why you do use the word
Either
force.
you're fucking special or you're not listening.
You know why you use the
So
word
what's your opinion? Is AI
force?
gonna
I have no clue how to make soil and grow food.
No.
Like,
So what-
like it's a chore.
That's okay. If I have to hear that one more time, you're getting the machete.
Very don't give a shit about the fucking utopia. What I give a shit is about your inability to answer the most basic question about the shit you say you believe.
Marshall.
Because it's a utopia. You expect a utopia to form. You expect everything to work perfectly. You expect people not to be people, and you expect all
not that I expect it. It's going to happen.
And that just isn't the fucking way the world works, brother.
And Marshall,
If you don't
Mark, it's not your idea is not going to happen. As much as you wish it would happen, it would not happen unless if it's on like a super small island, probably like a dot compared to other countries. But it's not going to happen worldwide. No way. No way. My ideology is most likely to just happen.
I still want to hear the answer.
Well, you gotta have more positive people on
Mark,
board.
can you answer Marshall's question? How do you get people to work in the field, to grow the tomato, and harvest and then send it to people's table?
First of all, when you're talking about Eve growing, my system of growing vertically using composted soil.
No, I understand.
I'm trying to get there.
Do that.
You ask a question, I try to get there, and then
No, you're not
cut
getting
me
there.
off.
You are answering the personal question. We're asking you how to feed people, motherfucker.
I'm talking about people feeding themselves. Food is money.
You have to be able to
Growing food for
maximum-
yourselves, family and friends.
Every society in
You
human
can-
history has had to grow
it's
their
money.
own food. No, every society in human history has to grow their fucking food. So how do you get the fucking tomato out of the field once you've given everybody a UBI? Mark, fucking stick with it.
Marshall, you gotta pick it. People gotta pick. I'm not saying we don't have to do what you would call work. A lot of people find it enjoyable to pick up tomato that you've grown.
Yeah, what about people who don't find it
enjoyable?
enjoyable?
Ever known that has
How
looked
do
you
you-
in the
what do you
fucking
do with the
eye
people
over
who don't find it
18-hour day and said to you, "Oh, thank you, Mr. White Man. You let me pick fucking tomatoes. Are you high? Like, in what fucking universe is that the way that works, you dullard? Like, come on.
I don't think I've ever heard Marshall yell before.
Marshall.
Like, you are either dense by yourself or you're being intentional.
I think Marshall likes a lot what I'm saying. That's why it gets emotionally charged.
I am irritated.
No, but think about it, Marshall. I want you to contemplate it.
To force on other
Guess what,
people
Marshall?
to
If I may.
view of the world, which takes nothing
Marshall,
into account about human history.
We have no other choice. We have no other
And
choice.
everybody in this room has said no thank you to the Super Mario fairies and Kittyland. We don't fucking want it. It's not possible.
We're talking about ushering in an agrarian society using today's technology.
Nobody else is interested
Because
in the
food is money. And more important
yourself. You couldn't sell fucking
Mark, with that,
like
Mark.
seriously.
Mark, with the food as money, that's going to create anarchy. All right, that's going to create anarchy either way. Because there's not enough people that's going to enjoy making crops and all that. Not that many, as much as you hope.
We wouldn't
Here's
even get
what's
that
gonna
far.
happen.
We would starve
Okay.
before we even got to anarchy. Like, first of all, like we have to keep in mind, like and this point is only gonna take 15 seconds, I promise. We have to keep in mind, like we can't go back to being like agrarian. The way the current global population is sustained due in large part to how efficient farming has gotten. So in order for us to like try to revert to where we're all farming, we can never do it.
Right,
that
if I
efficiently.
may.
So like you literally would be advocating for people to starve, like Mao style.
Dwight, can I run some ideas by you?
Mark, before you do, I'm the token left here guy on the stage. I literally had just one comment regarding anarchy or any sort of civil war that's been brewing since the pandemic or what have you, and politically divided. The only way we will see civil war in this country is if they take Netflix and Uber away. Go ahead, thank you.
Hell yeah, that's right, man. Tell the gospel.
Guys, listen. I grow vertically using soil from buckets and 55-gallon drums or whatever. Here's the deal, in my personal opinion. If we we understood the value of organics and how important every organic you can possibly
Your
think about.
personal fairies and unicorns show is
But here's the
over.
Marshall, you always cut me
fairies,
off, man.
It is fairies and unicorns. No,
You always cut me off.
If we're fucking interested, we can listen.
And remember that when I'm somewhere talking about it and people are really paying attention, Marshall, remember how you always cut me off on Clubhouse. That's what I'd love. That's what I'm going to remember about you.
Did he seriously just say that? You're really gonna take
Totally.
You're really gonna take an online interaction as like a formative experience for yourself?
Like, yeah, I'm gonna remember you. I will remember you, Marshall.
Being a dick, which
Only
guess
because
what?
you
I
look
know
like a
I'm being
ginger
dick.
like
I'm being
myself.
a dick because you deserve it. Because instead of answering anything serious, you want to rehash your elevated.
I have answered stuff.
No, you haven't.
Not like you like to hear it.
What you've answered is that
But I have answered stuff.
What you've answered is that you think the world can work on fucking wish and prayer, and it doesn't fucking work
That's
that
not
way.
what I said. That's not true to what you
The
just said right
shit
there.
you
A
are
wish
talking about is a wish and a prayer.
and a prayer. That's rude.
Yes,
what
bro.
you just said.
You are expecting society to work
That's
the
what
way
you got out of
that
our
it's
conversation.
never going to work.
A wish and a
And
prayer.
you either think that because you think the people around you and the generation we had
Marshall,
is
if
somehow
I could,
super fucking special.
if I could
and we're
bring it
like
down to a few
Batman,
words.
Superman and the Hulk and Captain America combined, and you think we're going to figure something out.
Nothing.
10
I know.
to 15,000 years of human history never quite put a rest to.
Marshall.
That arrogant.